Hello guys, I am Samarpan Dasgupta back again with new tutorial video. In this video we are going to know about the widget and we will start to write our first Flutter code from the scratch. So let's start the video. If you remember, in the second video of the tutorial we run that app and we can see that the changes as well, so you can increase that. We see that in the last video, but you can see here is the code complex for any beginner. So what we can do, we first remove all the things and we'll start writing code from the scratch. We have to, for any of the Flutter file where you have to make any screen, you must import a package name as import package flutter material dot. That is the most important package for any of the Flutter file. Beside, there is another package name as Cupertino dot. So basically material dot and Cupertino dot is basically used for Flutter UI and UX purpose. Cupertino dot having a special benefits about the iOS UI UX. So but most of the cases the material dot is very much good to use. So after that you have to write void main here. So this is the entry root of the project. If you coming from C language background, so you will understand that for any of the file in C language, void main is the entry. So similar is also here, and then you have to call that function run app, and here you have to provide a widget. So we will know about the widget very soon, so please stay tuned in that. So after that you have to make a widget. Now we want to make a stateless widget. I will tell you what is stateful widget, stateless widget, even I will give you a brief introduction about the widget. So please stay tuned in that. Let's first write our first code so that we can see the changes in our physical device. Okay, so here you have to write stateless widget. So I only write a shortcut key and the stateless widget will be formed automatically. So I have to write flat st, and here the option is came. So I want to make a stateless widget, so I select here and click here. So I give here the name as entry root, and here I give here the material app. I give here a title and a home screen. So what I can do here, I give here a scaffold and of container where I should write hello guys. There is some error is happening because we have to call that entry root from that run app function. Okay, and here you have to use constant. I will tell you what is that. After that, after that if you want to see the changes, you have to run the hot reload with the smaller from the VS Code terminal. Here what happened, actually when we change in the root of the project, hot reload will not work. For that we have to perform the hot restart of the project. So here you can see in the top side it is showing hello guys. It is very much small form. So what I can do, instead of the container I use a widget name as center, and here in the terminal I perform hot reload, and here you can see in the middle it is saying hello guys. It is still very much small. So what I can do, I make a style and I make it as a text style and font size of 30 and font weight of depth 700, and we have to perform the hot reload. Here you can see hello guys is showing. So you successfully write the first code in Flutter, but now is the time to understand what is widget. That the text here is a widget. Okay, so if we see the old Flutter code, so if I just copy all the things and revert back to our initial Flutter code that is written in by default, so that is the initial Flutter code. So that's our initial Flutter code. We just revert back to see you what is widget basically, because we already run our first code with writing from the scratch. So let's understand what is widget. Here you can see it is showing YouTube tutorial video. Here you can see it is showing you have pushed the button many times, and it is showing how many times you have pushed it. When we click on here, that the number also increase. So that's the button is also a widget. So actually what is widget in Flutter? Honestly to say, in Flutter everything is a widget. Every single object entity in Flutter is a widget. So actually widget representing you every UI blocks of any Flutter application. Okay, so in that case everything in the Flutter is a widget. So if I give you the example from the existing code, here my app is a stateless widget. So I will tell you what is stateless widget. Then theme data is a widget. You can see YouTube tutorial data. So it is present under that. If you come here, you can see here it is called title YouTube tutorial. So my home page, it also a widget. Here text is written here, you have pushed. So come here. So you write that text, you have pushed this button many times. So that text you can see here, it also a widget. That's the counting number is showing here under a text, it's also a widget. So every single UI blocks in Flutter application, it's called widget. So when we call that function my app from the run app, so my app is also a widget. So it is the root of the widget. So in Flutter what happens with all the widgets, it creates a widgets tree, and the root of the widget tree is calling by the run app, and through that root widget other widget is getting formed in a T hierarchical structure. Okay, so that's the main concept of Flutter widgets. So just remind one thing, in every single entity in Flutter is a widget. So in Flutter there is many more widgets, but we have to first understand what is stateless widget and what is stateful widget. This is the most important thing in Flutter. What is stateless widget? A widget that having no state. I am joking, not in that way. Actually in some of the widget with in the runtime you can't change about the data updation, just like that text here you are showing here. So if I remove here for the better view, so the text you are showing here, you have pushed the code button, push the button in this many times. So that text need not to be updated when we click on that plus button. So that text is present under the stateless widget. That's the app bar is present under the stateless widget, but that's the number that is updating on clicking on that. That is updated when we click here. So that actually works as a stateful widget. So how can you decide what should be included in the stateful widget and what should be included in the stateless widget? If you have some content that will not be updated in the runtime by the user, you have to include that in the stateless widget. If you have some content that you want to update in the runtime by the user, you have to write it under the stateful widget. As you can see, when I click here, the number is updated. That means that the data is present under the stateful widget. So where the stateful widget is present, here you can see that is stateful widget is present, and in the stateful widget here you can see when we click here the increment is happening. So that is possible due to it is present in the stateful widget. Okay, that's the main concept of stateful widget and stateless widget. Beside that, you can see there is many code about extend. So I get back to our initial code that we written from the scratch. Okay, so that's our code we written from the scratch, and I make a hot reload here because without hot reload that the change from the into will not work. So we done that here. Okay, I know that the banner is irritating you a lot, so let's first remove it. So under the material app, there is a command debug show check mode banner and make it false. And if we hot reload here, I think that will remove. Yeah, that is removed and looking good. So here you can see that hello guys, it is present under the text widget, and as we saw before, when we not added the center widget, it is showing at the top left in a small widget. So we add under that center widget, so that will be appearing at the center of the screen. Okay, so let's understand what that extension is doing. So stateless widget is a built-in widget by the Flutter library, and we inherit that widget with our custom widget. So entry root is our own built-in widget, and we are inheriting it from the stateless widget. So if you know about some object-oriented programming concept, you know what is inheritance. So if I tell you shortly here, actually that stateless widget is built by the Flutter library. We want to inherit that stateless widget properties in our custom widget. That's why we are inherited that through the extend method. So extend is responsible for inherited from the stateless widget. Okay, that's the main important thing. So how can you make a stateful widget? Very easy. You have to just write a shortcut key ST, and you can see Flutter stateful widget, and you have to give the widget name. So I write my first widget. Okay, so for the example purpose, so here you can make the stateful widget. Okay, so let's first understand what present under the stateless widget. Under the stateless widget, this is the constructor of that class, and here it is receiving some of the parameter if you want, just like you want to accept string purpose, suppose, and you have to assign a value summerfun. So in that kind of, you can accept the value from through that constructor, and here a override method is present. So if you know about the object oriented, you know what that override method is done. So in that override method, it's a method is compulsory for any stateless widget. So if we remove that method, so just like if I remove that method, here you can see the error is coming here, because in every stateless widget build method is necessary in even in every stateful widget, but in the different form. So what happened when you make the stateless widget with that shortcut key, as I shown you, that the build method is already done. And let's know about what is material app. So the first widget root is calling from the run app, and we have to wrap all of the widget tree through that material app. So after wrapping all of the widget tree through, under the material app, help us to customize different type of UI in the Flutter. So that's where the material app is responsible for. Just like here the banner is appearing, under that material app we write that debug show check mode banner false, so the banner is removed. So the main UI purpose is maintained under that material app. Okay, and here the app title we provided here. After that, what you have to do, after that material app has a mandatory parameter name as home, and under that home you can make your own widget and widget tree of stateful widget and stateless widget. So here I not make any stateful widget as of now. I made a widget name as scaffold. So scaffold is responsible for making any kind of stateless or stateful widget, for making a new fresh screen, because under the when you wrap a new screen under a scaffold, you will see you will ready to customize your screen. So if we remove the scaffold here, so if I hot reload here, you can see it is showing very much odd. So when you want to make a new screen, make sure you wrapped that widget under the scaffold. Okay, so now if we hot reload, okay, it is looking better. So for making any new screen, wrapped it under the scaffold, and here the center widget, it is responsible to make its child at the center of the screen, or betterly to say, at the center of the parent scope. Okay, after that we just written a single line hello guys. So it is a text, so when we want to show text we have to wrap it under the text widget, and here under the text widget we provided some text style. So text style also a widget. Okay, so here in the text style there is some font size and font weight is present there. So that's actually describing about the widget. So as I said before, in Flutter every single element is a widget that is responsible for building the UI elements. Okay, so we successfully write our first code in the Flutter. From the next video we will explore more about the widget and more important screen and more complex screen. So that's all for today. If you love this video, please like, comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe the channel, because the next video is coming very soon of the series, and we will know about more on the widgets, about the state, and more on the topics. So stay tuned in that. That's all for today. Have a nice day. Bye.